Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Litter Media Live. With the icon in studio, Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey. You're not in studio, Mike Smith. You're in studio.
And I'm not an icon.
But I should have made more of a pause there.
My wife can tell you I am not an icon.
With the icon, despite what Laura Smith thinks, I'm Dan Ramey, and we've got Aaron Glandon is off to our left here this morning. There he is, hanging out in the cornfield.
He's an icon in Mackenzie's mind. She hadn't been jaded yet.
We had our first premarital counseling session yesterday.
Oh, wait a minute.
Right?
I thought you were going to say fight.
You're having trouble already?
No, we're just doing this.
Trying to prevent future fights.
Yeah.
Are you meeting with the pastor?
Yes.
Ah, very nice.
Eric Alsop.
Oh, my. Oh,
okay.
golly. We'll ask Aaron if that's
We're reacting
win-win.
like that because we know Eric as a friend, not as a, oh my goodness.
No. That's the advice.
Didn't want you to take the wrong impression there. But congratulations.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Very well.
That means everything's sided on his side. So
Everything's good so far.
Well, there were no arguments.
Wait till next week.
I got all my points made. So
Is this a weekly counseling session?
Yes.
can we broadcast
Very
that
nice.
live?
No.
Just to show everybody how it works?
No, that's okay.
We should have Eric in sometime.
We've had so many reality TV shows that we see. This would be a good one that we could add. Yeah.
August 25th?
10th.
You will have been married 2 weeks by the time
Yes.
25th. Yeah.
I'll be back for my honeymoon.
And where is said honeymoon?
We're going to
Bermuda?
Los Angeles for 3 days and La Jolla for 3 days.
La Jolla.
Yes.
But you're going to be out for 2 weeks
No.
recuperating.
Are you driving?
No, we're flying.
I'd say you wouldn't want to drive. It'd be like
It'd be a
Desi
much
and
longer
Lucy
trip
and
if I
a
drove.
long trailer, because that was a honeymoon trip on that trailer.
I've made the drive to LA before, and I'm not eager to do it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. All right. Enough of all that stuff. Welcome to the program. Coming up in a moment, we'll talk about some other news that's happening across the Scioto Valley, so stick close for that. But it is hot, still hot. In fact, Rumpke Recycling down the street here, I should have taken a picture. Their thermometer says 212 degrees.
Wow. That's hot.
Yes.
A lot of folks had some rumbling around here last night. If you were south of Lancaster, you had a storm that went through that area. It was not in the category of a severe thunderstorm warning, but they did have some high winds and heavy rains. So that's kind of the forecast. I heard some thunder in and around Frankfort, a little bit of lightning, but we didn't get any rain. Pop-up showers and thunderstorms are possible again this afternoon and this evening, as well as tomorrow. High today of 92. It'll cool off just a tad tomorrow, upper 80s to about 90. I have not seen anything about the continuation of a severe heat advisory beyond tonight. So hopefully that humidity issue will go away and we won't have that extreme high indices like we have had. But for the weekend, there's a chance of showers each day there as well.
We had no thunder at the Ramey Ranch last night in Pike County, but this morning we had the thunder of fighter jets. And so the Buckeye MOA was active this morning. So MOA is Military Operation Area, which is...
not to be confused with Moab, which has been in the news a lot lately. Don't drop any of that on the southern part of our state, please.
You bet. All right, coming up in a moment to look at what's making news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They were out for some plumbing issues at Dan Jr.'s house on Monday. They'll be out at my house on this Monday, taking a look at our air conditioner to make sure that it's just not putting out what it should be. Probably because it needs to be replaced. And I'm hoping we don't get that news. Hopefully we'll just have, it just needed to be reconditioned, Mr. Ramey, and we'll see how that goes. But if you want to find out how they can help you with the comfort in your home or your business, contact Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website, accuratehvac.com. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
And don't forget that today is the final day of this 2-day hiring event with our friends at McDonald's. Your opportunity to be part of something great. Managers hiring up to $20 and per hour, and crew $15 per hour. You can apply now by texting what you can see on the screen, which is let me use my eagle eyes here. Right. Text OH390 to 38,000, or you can go to jobs.mckire.com. But to make it even easier, just go to littermedia.com. Any McDonald's ad you see, click on that, and it takes you right to their hiring website where you can learn more. But if you want to go in to one of the 7 area McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, or Waverly, they are having this through 5 p.m. today. Despite what that graphic says, it is 5 p.m. today. So if you want to join the McDonald's team, please do. And if you go to our Facebook page and you scroll down through the news feed, you'll see one of the corporate interviews that was done with Megan Brumfield, who had a birthday yesterday, by the way. Happy birthday, Megan. And she talks about being a part of the McDonald's family, which has truly been a part of the family.
Right.
McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
All right, time for the show today in regards to news, and you can go to littermedia.com to find out more details on some of these stories, but you can also follow along on our social media. All of our contact information is in the upper right-hand corner of littermedia.com. And we start after 2 years of planning and having to break this project into 2 separate ones due to funding limitations. The Western Career Connection Complex, that's the Western Career Development Center and the Western Career and Community Connections Center, is now complete, as you can see on their screen here. This new facility serves as a career training center and a community center for the Western community. The center can be rented for events by individuals for weddings, birthday parties, graduation parties, etc. The purpose is the entire project has been to bring facilities to the greater Latham community that will give people opportunities that haven't been available. A remote workspace also, and a career training center. Now, I've had several conversations with the superintendent of Western Local Schools, Brock Brewster. He introduced us to the GRIT program, which has been fantastic and a wonderful relationship for Western schools. Western's kids are getting opportunities that other schools are not taking advantage of. Can't figure out why they're not doing this. But this Career and Technology Center, so to speak, a community center that they have built, has been with the GRIT funding. And in the same respect, this building was in place when the governor was down last year. He had the opportunity to tour and go through it. And you can see, if you go to our YouTube channel and on our playlists, go to the Western Local Schools. We've got several videos there. We've done a lot of projects with Western. And in there, you see the beginning of that center being put together. It's a place where individuals who maybe left school early before graduation can go back They can remotely get their degree. Not only that, but they can apply for jobs. And it's split up into two sections. One section, you get a key card, and one section is for adults. The other section is for students. So a lot of the Western kids are going in and taking college courses while they're in there too. So it's really unique, really cool. And Brock talks, if you go to our STEAM video, there's a STEAM video in that playlist. Brock talks about the purpose of that entire building and gets us the latest information on that. So hats off to Western. And it's pretty big for that part of the county.
Yes, sir. Bring the family and join the Concord Township Fire and EMS this evening, as they'll have the fire truck spraying water and having water games to beat the heat during the heat advisory. That'll be 6:30 to 8 o'clock tonight at Brad Lytle Park in Frankfort. This is similar to what we were telling you about they were doing with the Paint Township folks over in Highland County a week ago.
So they're spraying everybody down.
Exactly.
We like that. While I was with my mother-in-law at an eye appointment yesterday up in Columbus, I was sitting out in the car, and I got an email from our friends at the Ross County Sheriff's Department, and they asked if we could help publicize this blood drive. It's in honor of Annie Rooney. And, of course, if you remembered Annie, what a spectacular, fantastic person she was, and taken from us way too early in life. She was beautiful, as you can see right there, Dr. Rooney's daughter. And so the Ross County Battle of the Badges blood drive is in her honor. It's coming up next Tuesday, July 1st, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can go to redcrossblood.org and you can make your appointment there. You can also see this post on our Facebook page. It will take you to where you need to go. And sunglasses are being passed out right now as you go and give your blood donation. So that's part of it. And I think they have another promotion going on through maybe mid-July in which you get a gift card or something like that too. So if you want to participate, please do so. Help them out, and that'll be at the Law Complex tomorrow or next Tuesday.
A comprehensive guide to all things in Pickaway County as far as parks and recreation can be found in Circleville. This guide will be updated biannually, one for the summer-fall season and one for the winter-spring season, complete with amenities found in each park and upcoming events.
Did you look through this?
Well, I had a sneak peek with the email that was sent out a week or so
I went
ago.
through, and I was not aware that Milt Emmerine has a park named after him. Milt was my accountant back in the day and used to work with Gary Shearer there for the accountant's office there in Circleville. Milt was a great guy, super, super great guy, and we lost him in 2022. So you can find that park, Mary Kreitz Park, Barthelmess Park, all of those inside of this guide, so you want to check that out. As part of the America 250 Ohio celebration, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources is welcoming Scouting America to host a weekend filled with outdoor fun, focusing on conservation. The Heart of It All Jamboree will take place at Salt Fork State Park, fork and steak in my mind, during the first weekend in May of 2026. This event will coincide with the United States semi-quincentennial celebration, honoring the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
We used to hear about Scouting America's big weekend from our former boss, Dan Latham.
Yeah.
They were big into scouting.
And my brother was as well. And, man, Jim was a scoutmaster for 35 years. And so, yeah, we heard a lot about that.
Yes, sir. By the way, if you don't know where Salt Fork is, that's up in like towards where Buckeye Trail is, Lower City.
Okay.
You know, that area of eastern Ohio. Road report, we have a resurfacing project on US 35 between the Gallia County line and Orpheus Road. This project is set to begin, well, actually it's underway. It got started about 9 days ago, and at least one lane is maintained in both directions through this fall.
Saw an interesting traffic light yesterday as we were taking Mom to her doctor's appointment in Columbus. This was on 772 where they've been working on the power lines, installing those new structures and all. This company that they have that is controlling the traffic through there, this traffic light is on like a little, it kind of looks like a wood splitter. And it just is like this, and then it raises up, and it only has a red and a yellow light. And a little flag that comes up with it. And I looked at that, and I'm thinking to myself, this is unusual. I've never seen one like this before. But it allowed them to run it remotely. So the guy was, you know how they have a flagger here and a flagger at the other end? Well, this was one guy in the middle with a remote control. Controlling traffic. So that was rather unique yesterday.
Every time I go out onto Bridge Street, I always look down towards the Walmart and the progress that they're making on the roundabout down there. Well, they've been putting paving down. So I put out a text to our buddy Matt Bruning at ODOT asking, are they getting close to getting that thing done? And he wasn't aware, so he's checking on it. So if you've been seeing some of the progress that I've been seeing, that would help a tremendous amount because it would take away the left-right turn lane right on Bridge Street, and you just get on and do the roundabout. Because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but a lot of the traffic tie-up clear up past Canes is being caused by that all the way down the street.
I've not noticed that.
Because lights are green and you're sitting there because it's red all the way down the way. So
everything I've seen as far as backups is the people coming off 35 thinking, well, I can get through there, and they get stopped, and suddenly everything's jammed up.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
And again, don't stop in the intersection. Please don't do that. I keep seeing that every day.
Yeah, when you see that happen and the person that's sitting there waiting to pull out, if they lay on the horn and they don't let it up, it ain't their fault.
I've not done that yet, but I've seen that almost every day out there.
Can't we just all get along?
Yeah, really.
Coming up, a look at sports. But first, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389 is the number to call if you have need for a dumpster. They can take care of those needs for your business and your residence. Or if you are a landlord and you're clearing out some from a renter that's maybe moved on, let's say it that way, you're filling, you need something to fill up, you got to get a dumpster. So get it. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance, on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Time for sports. And in sports, we start with our high school kids.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association annually provides scholarships for outstanding student athletes from its member schools. Well, the OHSAA and the Southeast District Athletic Board has awarded their annual scholarships to top student athletes who've excelled academically and athletically. Now, the picture that you see there, that's not all of the athletes in the Southeast District. In fact, Carson Free of Paint Valley is not pictured. Apparently, he couldn't make it to that event. But you can find the list of who these kids are in this picture on our website at littermedia.com, as well as those who were honored that are not pictured above.
Chillicothe Paint suffered a loss last night, falling to the Lafayette Aviators 6-5. They have lost 3 straight. One of those is an exhibition game, by the way.
Yeah.
But in the standings right now, they're still within striking distance, and I think the first half of the season comes to a close next week. And so they are 2 games back of Johnstown, who is in first place. That's who they will host next Sunday when they return from their West Coast trip. Say West Coast. Towards the Mississippi.
West of here.
Yes. And Lafayette is just 2 games ahead of them as well. So the Champion City Kings are in the bottom of the division. They have won 3 games this year. 2 of those have been against the Chillicothe Paints.
That one last night, by the way, went 10 innings.
And they're with O'Fallon, the Hoot Owls tonight.
Reds rally from deficits of 3-0 and 4-3. That 4-3 deficit was in the 11th inning to beat the Yankees 5-4 in 11 innings on a Gavin Lux RBI single. The Reds go for the sweep against the AL East leading Pinstripes tonight at Great American Ballpark.
And the Guardians took it on the chin last night, falling to the Toronto Blue Jays 10-6, the final there.
You know, we've been using the graphics. Put that back up. I cannot make out what the person doing these is thinking about when they put a chandelier and this has been almost every time.
Are they in Toronto?
I don't know.
No, I think this is a home series for the Guardians.
Is that right?
So I've seen when they were out on the West Coast against San Diego and San Francisco, and it's like, what's the statement? What are you trying to say here?
Is this a landmark of Cleveland?
That's what I was wondering. If they're landmarks of wherever they're playing.
Well, the one at San Diego was so blurry I couldn't make heads or tails out of what I was looking at. So maybe they're saying they got run over by the Blue Jays in traffic there last night, 10-6. So.
They lost at the ballroom dance.
Yeah,
10-6, and they go back at it again tonight.
Correct.
All right, that's a look at sports. On the way, this date in history.
First of all, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. You know, there's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about their metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
If you haven't heard, what was the spring sale event at Hometown Motors Incorporated has been extended now that we are in summer. New riding mowers starting at $1699.99. You'd like to ride, right, instead of push? Yeah. New zero-turn mower starting at $3399.99.
When you go zero-turn, you'll never go back. I'm just telling you.
I'm dying to get that opportunity.
Yes.
I really want that. I can probably cut my lawn mowing in half, yeah.
You can, believe me.
New walk-behind starting at $399.99. My wife says, yeah, you need to cut your time there. New chainsaws starting at $279.99. New blowers starting at $199.99. New trimmers starting at $229.99. Hurry to get the best selection, as Dan would say. They're flying off the shelf.
Yes.
Or off the showroom floor.
Yes.
Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors at 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe.
I can't tell you how many times I've driven past it, and there's a pickup truck with a trailer behind it, and it's getting a new zero turn putting up on there, and they're hauling it away. So,
is Scott Dyke waving goodbye and tearing up as he sees
well, tearing up, but he's got a smile like watching your kid go off to college.
Happy customer, kind of
yeah. All right, this date in history.
This came up late this morning. It was provided to us by the American Legion Post 62 for us to be reminded that this was the date in 1950 that the Korean War started. It's oftentimes been referred to as the Forgotten War, and we certainly did not want to be among those who forgot the men and women who battled so bravely. More than 34,000 Americans lost their lives while fighting in Korea. And this was a statistic that I was amazed by. There are still 7,800 American service members who remains are unaccounted for from Korea. They don't know what became of them. They are assumed to be dead, killed in action, but we don't know. So our salute to not only all of those who fought, those who passed away, and to those who are known only to God as to what has become of them.
This conflict was not long. It was, 3 years?
3 years.
Or something like that. But the TV show MASH was 11 seasons. And while we received some comedy relief through MASH, it also had some serious moments in it as well.
Right.
And reflecting upon the Korean War, but always referred to as the Forgotten War. Yeah. But thanks to the efforts of the producers of MASH, it's always there.
Brought it back to our remembrance. Freedom is not free.
Precisely. All right, that's it for the program today. We apologize. I received a message from Matt Day. He was supposed to be with us at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Matt's a local photographer who I've been dying to have him on the show. And I saw a post that he made last week on Facebook in which he was going to be going back to the paper mill and taking some photos of the paper mill before it gets shut down. Uh-huh. And I said, now's the time.
Yeah.
Matt, how would you like to come on and be on the program? He says, yeah, great. Well, something has come up, so he's had to reschedule for next Wednesday. So he'll be with us, and I mentioned to him, I said, well, how about you select, I don't know, maybe 10 of the photos that you take and bring them on. We'll share those as well. So he'll be stopping in to do that next Wednesday. But if you saw my post earlier in regards to him being with us today, that will not take place today. So wanted to get that air cleared.
Very good.
Don't forget also, tomorrow we'll have a Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. You can see all of the pets of the week when you go to our website, littermedia.com. And if you got a player that you would like to nominate for our Neil Coleman Insurance, Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, we'll be announcing that on Friday, presented by Homeland Credit Union. So if you want to make sure you do that, send those nominations to littermedia@gmail.com. All right, for the guy who's betrothed, Aaron Glandon, Mr. Hand 2 there, and Mike Smith, the icon, I'm Dan Ramey. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Back with you again tomorrow with another edition of Litter Media Live.